What's good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Today we've got a huge slate of Nintendo Switch and RPG news video, especially when it comes to a Xenoblade Chronicles 3 update that you have to see. So that's going to be exciting. But before we get into any of that and so much more, please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, and click that notification bell to get my news videos first, RPG gameplay first, live streams. We got it all right here on PlayerEssence. So let's go ahead and get into the first topic here, and that is Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, the Adrestian Empire trailer. We got some brand new gameplay footage. So meet Edelgard, the witch herself. No, I'm joking. Kinda. Hubert, Dorothea, Bernadetta, and more. So publisher Nintendo and developer Omega Force have released a brand new trailer for Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes titled The Adrestian Empire. Here is an overview of the game as you guys are checking out this new combat footage. Then of course I will give my thoughts on it here. So step into the shoes of Shez as they meet Edelgard, Dimitri, Claude, and the other Fire Emblem 3 Houses characters as you fight for the future of Fodlan. Align with a leader to build and command an army in 1v1000 style battles and deep strategy. The house you choose will bring you through one of 3 compelling stories, each with a different outcome. Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes is due out for the Nintendo Switch on June 24th, and once again, I am very excited that Nintendo continues to invest in these AA type of games to get us in between the major releases. Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes isn't going to be as big as Fire Emblem 3 Houses when it comes to the story or the content in there, but they are going to add a lot of content pertaining to the gameplay of the Warriors style, and it gets people by while we wait for the next brand new big Fire Emblem game. And looking at this gameplay, it seems like things are getting a bit sharper, a bit better, and things are running really smooth as they're not rendering 5 million blades of grass like in Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. So I like what I'm seeing so far. The Black Eagles route, it's going to be very interesting to see the differences, just not only with the characters that you use, but maybe what dialogue happens if you choose a different house. Because Nintendo has started doing the same thing that they did a little bit with Fire Emblem 3 Houses and getting people to kind of build their affinities. What house are you going to choose? And what are you going to do? And I'm going to be interested to see if I want to actually play through this game 3 times to see all the different paths and play as all the different characters, or are you going to be able to recruit other houses characters onto your army with this one like you could in Fire Emblem 3 Houses? So this is all just great news. And the design of the characters, I like how they actually changed up the design, how they look, their hair, their outfits. That's actually really cool too. So it's going to be funny to see how all this actually ties in, if it's completely canon with the original game and stuff. It seems a bit weird because I just don't know where they had the time to do all this. If you played Fire Emblem 3 Houses, considering when Byleth comes to the academy and when all the students come and everything. But hey, we'll see how it all plays out, because it seems like maybe it's like an alternate story, so it's not really connected to this at all, but we'll see. But what are your thoughts when it comes to Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes coming out this June on the Nintendo Switch? And what do you think about this brand new trailer? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the next topic here, guys. This is the big Xenoblade Chronicles update that a lot of you guys have been waiting for, and it's not pertaining to the actual content or spoilers or actual combat or anything like that, but the game itself, a brand new updated build on how this game is going to run. Now, there's been concern, and rightfully so, when it comes to Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and also Xenoblade Chronicles 2 on the Nintendo Switch, and even Torna to a degree as well. How is it going to run? How is it going to look? How is it going to perform? All this different stuff, right, based off of those games. But you have to remember, all of those were not full power Takahashi, full power Monolith Soft. The only game, at least on HD hardware, that is full power Monolith Soft is Xenoblade Chronicles X, and that game had no problems rendering, running, issues, all the stuff like that. It was great on the Wii U, a system much less capable than the Nintendo Switch. And now that we have Xenoblade Chronicles 3, we have the English updated build from just a little bit ago. Nintendo France dropped this here, and they showed the same exact gameplay footage. What you guys are seeing right now is what the official Xenoblade Chronicles account dropped on May 6th. And what they showed is that they showed all the characters running through a field. And when they're running through this field, you can switch on the fly. So it's pretty cool. You can switch on the fly. You see everything's running pretty smooth. There's no hitches or stops as they switch. But one thing people noticed is the fact that as you run through the field, the grass is kind of disappearing. I don't know if that was just kind of like a rendering technique. That's what I thought, that it was probably a rendering technique to make the game run more smooth in the open world. That's what I was thinking, because it's just grass, I guess, right? That's what I thought. But we have an updated build right now. And in this updated build, not only is the color palette better than what they showed off originally. Remember, this first video that you guys saw, that was from the official Xenoblade Chronicles Twitter account, not the Xenoblade EN account that takes the footage and puts it on there and translate it, but the official account with the check mark and everything. But now this footage here shows off better colors, better vibrancy, more detail on the characters, and the grass staying right there and not rendering or disappearing off as they run it through. So as you can see, this is a fluid thing. The builds and the graphics are still being updated and getting better as they are refining and resharpening their focus for that July launch. And this is exactly what you want to see. And this is exactly what I wanted to see out of the new actual built for the Nintendo Switch Xeno engine. I don't feel that Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was built for the Nintendo Switch particularly. I think it was built for the Wii U, and they had to get it out in the first year, and it just ended up being switched over at some point there with a smaller team, pardon the pun, or pun not intended, when it comes to switched over. I don't feel that it was built from day one for it, because they even stated that, yeah, they're running off of what they had with the Wii U, but Xenoblade Chronicles X was a huge, massive game that took all their power to get running and looking the way that they did. If you're trying to update things with Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and you have less of your team and everything, but you have a whole new scenario, you have all these different big titans and grass and stuff that you're trying to do, it's going to be tough without all that manpower, as they are preparing and working on not only Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, but also Xenoblade Chronicles 3. So I think that that's where a lot of the time and effort went to. And also, they weren't finished with all of the optimizations and getting their next version of the Xeno engine out, which they talked about quite a number of years ago with Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torna the Golden Country, how they were updating the build of that. And that game actually ran on a slightly updated build from what they had with Xenoblade Chronicles 2. But now with Xenoblade Chronicles 3, they've completely finished it. Obviously here, as you can see, the vibrancy, the graphics, the detail on the characters, it's above what they did in Xenoblade Chronicles X on the Wii U, above what they did on 2 on the Switch, and also Torna on the Switch as well. So this is very exciting to see that they're getting better and better, and I'm looking forward to a great adventure when it comes to Xenoblade Chronicles 3, July 29th. I cannot wait. But what are your thoughts on this update here for Xenoblade Chronicles 3? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the next topic here, Genshin Impact fans, we do have a big update for you guys. Genshin Impact version 2.7 update, Hidden Dreams in the Depths, launching on May 31st. There's brand new characters. Yelan and also Kuki Shinobi are joining the fray. So let's go ahead and check out what they have to say here. And they say the version 2.7 update for Genshin Impact, dubbed Hidden Dreams in the Depths, will launch on May 31st, developer MiHoYo announced. Now here's a little bit of an overview of this big update. Players can continue exploring the chasm and join an unexpected team of diverse members to discover a long-sealed history about the people, monsters, yakshas. 2 new playable characters, Yelan and Kuki Shinobi, will also star in the story as the traveler's capable allies. The Perilous Trail event in version 2.7 will bring players back to the chasm with a new Ankron quest, story, and a series of rewarding challenges. Players may find themselves stranded in the depths with Yanfei, Yelan, Arataki, Ito, and Kuki Shinobi striving to survive. Meanwhile, dangers also lurk ahead for Zhao and the vigilant Yaksha, who is on an investigation of his own. As the story progresses, the buried past, including how the people of Liu fought off monsters 500 years ago, what is this, Torna? As well as the Yaksha's role in the history, will eventually be revealed to the diverse party. Playing through the story will also unlock the new combat challenge, Realms of Guile and War, and bountiful rewards, including an event-exclusive 4-star bow, Fading Twilight, which is available in the event shop. In 4 district challenge domains, players need to carefully consider their party setup, strategy, and various stratagem buffs and different domain rules to endure multiple rounds of combat. Now, there's also more if you want the full content and details of this. This is a large update that is coming fairly soon when it comes down to it. Now, this is the funny thing about Genshin Impact, and I know there's going to be comments, there always is whenever I talk about this game, what's going on with the Switch version, right? They still stated, yeah, the Switch version is coming at some point. So the game is now available for the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, PC via client and Epic Game Store, iOS via the App Store, and Android via Google Play. It's been so long since they announced Genshin Impact on the Switch, a number of years now. Something tells me that it's going to be maybe not for this current Switch, and they're waiting for whatever Nintendo does next. Because remember, this is a free-to-play type of game to where they're really banking on the microtransactions. So if they launch it with a new system, right, at this point, if they launch it with the new system and people don't have as much stuff to play, Genshin Impact can be high on the list. Now, this is just me speculating. Maybe the Switch version still comes as well. Maybe it's a dual launch. They have the next Switch and they also have the current Switch, but something tells me that this isn't just about like, oh, we can't get it to work or something. I think that they can, because they have it on Google Play and the app stores and Androids and all of that. And mobile games like that, if you're putting like a mobile version or depending on what version you're going to port, you can put those on the Nintendo Switch, especially with Unreal. It doesn't take this long considering the time and money that they've been making off of this, or at least more like the money they've been making off of this. So something tells me that they're waiting for something else from Nintendo. But we're going to have to wait and see, guys, when it comes down to it. What are your thoughts on this brand new content coming to Genshin Impact? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the final topic here, guys. Live Alive, Middle Ages, Twilight of Edo Japan, Wild West, and near future trailers, brand new content, 30 minutes of gameplay. Live Alive is looking very alive and lit. One of my most anticipated RPGs of 2022. Plus, a theme song behind the scenes and video messages from the voice actors, which you guys can see the full of all of that link in the description. So Square Enix has released a new set of short trailers and screenshots for the Live Alive HD 2D remake, introducing the game's Middle Ages, Twilight of Edo, and Wild West, plus near future time periods. Now, the trailers premiered during the official Live Alive broadcast, which also featured a theme song behind the scenes, video messages from the voice actors, and 30 minutes of live gameplay. Remember, Live Alive is due out for the Nintendo Switch on July 22nd. I think June and July are RPG months for Nintendo fans out there. It is just insane, and Digimon Survive as well. And you guys are checking out these trailers, and the interesting thing about Live Alive, for those who don't know, is that it's essentially multiple different games within one, and somehow all of these different characters, Wild West and feudal Japan and all these different futures and stuff like that, somehow all these characters come together in one big overarching story. I've never played this game. I never even heard about the game at all up until Nintendo announced it at a direct where I thought it was Octopath Traveler 2 at first. And I am thoroughly excited to see this game. And the developers talked about how it took them about 3 years to make this type of title because they had to kind of go into what they wanted to do, how they're going to put the gameplay. You have the voice actors, you have so much stuff being added in. And I feel that this was definitely a passion project for the developers on board because they said that they wanted to do this, but you can't just snap your fingers and all of a sudden a remake of an old old Super Nintendo game becomes alive on modern platforms like the Nintendo Switch. You really got to plan it. And from these short gameplay trailers and what they showed, not only the developers back then have a lot of passion for trying to make something new, innovative, and different, the developers now with Team Asano and Square Enix really felt like this would be a good opportunity to bring it back to the fans now at this point and bring it to people who never even knew what this is. For millions of gamers, this is going to be a brand new experience, because I feel this game is going to do sneakily better than what people think it's going to do, especially the physical version for collectors out there, because this game was never released officially here in the US or anywhere outside of Japan for the most part. Maybe Asia, but Japan for sure. But in the West, it was never localized or translated or anything like that. So this is going to be a hot commodity type of game for a lot of the core fan base out there for the Nintendo Switch, the core RPG fan base, the people that are buying Octopath and Bravely Default and Xenoblade Chronicles and Digimon and Fire Emblem, these games that have become staples of the Nintendo Switch's lineup every single year. So I'm very excited to see how this game plays out. So what are your thoughts when it comes to Live Alive, Fire Emblem Warriors, Xenoblade Chronicles, Genshin Impact, and everything that we covered today? I thought it was a pretty big show when it comes to quality content. Let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, click that notification bell, and we will see you for the next video. Peace.